or their own card associations. I really think that's what I don't think that some startup in Silicon Valley or some startup in Silicon Alley gives bankers much pause because they don't have the scale and they don't have the ubiquity. But I do think there are a lot of opportunities to partner directly with retailers. I mean, look at what M Foundry has done with Starbucks. The only reason why Square is even important to the banking industry, I'll probably get it is on camera, right? I'll probably get in trouble for saying is because they're plugged in directly to retailers, right? They're taking those swipes away from merchant acquirers. They're taking those swipes away from issuing.
So one of the things that I noticed happened. It's interesting to watch the years go by. In 2010, at this meeting, the big buzzword was mobile payments. In 2011, at both of the meetings we did, the language had switched to mobile wallet. And this year in 2012, the language has shifted again to mobile commerce, which could lead you to a number of different conclusions, but one of them is more and more people, I think, are realizing mobile's going to have an impact on my business. It may be helpful, it may be dangerous, but it can't not have some kind of impact.
I wouldn't go that far, right? Because we talked about cash going away, we talked about checks going away, and here we are, and people are still handing over cash and still writing checks. Yeah, I think when we talk about mobile payments, I mean, if you go to Japan, folks have been talking about making payments with their phones since cell phones were bricks in the 80s. I think the sunset to this stuff is really far out in the future. Payments has always been about technology. Payments is going to evolve as the technology evolves. But I wouldn't look for any one payment type to go away. I still think, especially with EMV and EMV security. I mean, if anyone is anyone here a Bank of America customer? Anyone? Did you get a new Bank AmeriCard recently with an EMV chip in it? I think that's where the industry is really at. I think that's where most people are really at. Getting these cards on the EMV standard, not tapping with your phone. Even though Google Wallet is a reality, go walk across the store to a Dwayne Reed and ask them how many people have tapped with their phone. It's not happening. A lot of people are making money. Kind of like I said, selling the snake oil, and yeah. I just don't think the technology is mature enough. I don't think there's a clear. I don't think there are clear winners and losers. I don't think there are clear reasons to use a mobile wallet.
By the way, anybody who wants to ask a question, go ahead and just interrupt us immediately. Don't wait till the end. It's completely free form, and we're just debating a bunch of issues. In terms of the ecosystems that are participating.
Ecosystem's another funny word.
Yeah,
like a buzzword.
lighting.
Like, I don't know what that means.
Whatever. If I'm a banker, I probably am having a harder time justifying the upside from mobile payments than I would be if I'm an ISIS. Because for ISIS, it's new money, it's a new industry, it's revenue growth. For a banker,
who cares about
I don't
ISIS?
even know what that.
Who cares about ISIS? Like, they're in 2 cities, and like the biggest news they've had in a while is that microsystems, point of sale systems, is out there, and they're putting them at cafeterias, at corporate cafeterias. This gentleman, you have a question.
Yeah, everybody's talking about retails. Why nobody's talking about food industries?
About
food industries or any other full service industries?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at what Microsystems has done with point of sale systems and putting smart tap, right? I mean, the like third party partners are probably going to be the biggest driver of ISIS, right? And when we say retailers, I think we really mean like brick and mortar stores. Anything that's brick and mortar, anything that I can go in and I traditionally hand kind of cash over, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I would have a problem to do it in a restaurant. Nobody would give my cell phone to the waiter.
Yeah, but it's not. Well, look at Tabbed Out. Tabbed Out's an interesting play. They're an interesting startup out of Austin where I'm on my phone. Look at me, I'm on my phone, and I don't have to hand my phone over. But I click something on my phone, you see it on your reader, and there's no physical handing. And I think that's another big barrier to adoption. I mean, we're used to taking the card and swiping it. We're used to doing something physical, You know, I know that when I swipe my card and I swipe my card once, one payment is made. But how sure am I that when I tap my phone, one payment is made? Or when I touch a button here, that the payment isn't made 2 or 3 times? And I think that that's a real hindrance to adoption. How do you kind of educate the consumer? Because this is much more secure than this. How do you educate the consumer about that? There are a lot of different options for restaurants. There are tons of options for restaurants. In fact, I think mobile payments, especially like with PayPal, I think mobile payments is more of a reality in restaurants than it is in traditional retailers. But you see like Verifone, right? Verifone has just acquired Global Bay.